p.m. on Monday, Republic first broke that Soren's luxury car has been seized by the central agency. 12 hours later, at 11:45 a.m., Republic got you the first visuals of the mega cash seizure. It was Republic who first told you about the Soren connection in the illegal mining scam in September 2022. The ED charge sheet maintains that Jharkhand Chief Minister directed accused Pankaj Mishra to hand over funds to aid Prem Prakash. Prem Prakash, who is also a close aide of Amit Agarwal, is a key link in the case. This is the same Amit Agarwal who lobbied for Pujal Singhal to be given the additional charge of mining department. Republic also got you the very proof of the illegal mining in Jharkhand and the extent of it. Soren is likely to appear before the ED on Wednesday. But with the ED noose tightening, how deep does the rot go? Only investigation will tell. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
In an exclusive, Republic has now accessed never-seen-before documents in the Jharkhand illegal mining scam case. The 200-page investigation report makes a mention of a very close aide of Chief Minister Hemant Soren. Now, the land parcel was reportedly handed over to a private company in an illegal manner. DC Ranchi has also played a pivotal role in the exchange. Soren's close aide, Prem Prakash, has also been mentioned in the document. We'll try and see if we can quickly take our viewers through this entire probe document. Now, all this while, it was largely believed that perhaps it would be in the illegal mining scam where Prem Prakash, his close aide, alleged close aide of the Chief Minister, was under the scanner. But it turns out, top sources now indicating that it is in the land scam, Jharkhand land scam, that the Chief Minister is being probed. And it turns out that a key officer, the Deputy Commissioner Chavi Ranjan, the ex-DC of Ranchi, who is under the scanner, taken into custody by the Enforcement Directorate, and Prem Prakash. We are talking about a land parcel. I'll just try and explain to our viewers in a lucid manner what really has transpired so far. We are talking about a land parcel which is right at the heart of Ranchi with circle rate of over 20 crore rupees. It turns out that this very land was actually handed over to a private person, to a private company, that too for a throwaway price. We're given to understand that this property or this land parcel was given away for just about 7 crore rupees, heavily undervalued as compared to the declared government rate. And not just that, there is undue pressure that was actually put on the local authorities to ensure that this property is actually handed over. Now, this particular document that has been accessed by Republic TV, in which there is a clear mention of two very important factors. One, the fact that Prem Prakash, who has also been mentioned in this particular case, in the Jharkhand illegal mining case, here they make a mention of the same very person. And this is what the Enforcement Directorate says, that he's a powerful person, very influential person, access to highly placed influential government officials and ministers in Jharkhand. Prem Prakash is also very close to Chavi Ranjan, ex-DC Ranchi, and Amit Kumar Agarwal, who is also a very influential person in Jharkhand. In connivance with Prem Prakash and Amit Kumar Agarwal, Chavi Ranjan influenced the officials of Circle Office, District Sub-Registrar Ranchi, and managed to procure a favourable report. Now, let me just quickly try and explain this to all our viewers. What do we essentially mean when we say that this particular land parcel, which had a higher value, it was brought down, given to this particular private person, and a favorable report was essentially made. It turns out that fake deeds were also created. We'll try and put that picture out. I'm not very sure if that picture is ready with us. In this particular document, the Enforcement Directorate also makes a mention that forged documents were actually given to procure this land parcel. Not just sale deeds that were fake. It turns out these deeds were basically prepared overnight. The modus operandi essentially being that fake papers, fake documents were being prepared and was being used for this purpose. There was also a chain of transactions that have taken place in terms of accounts that were created. It turns out that there's one particular company which was basically used. Jagat Bandhu Tea Estate Private Limited is the very company that was being used for the diversion of funds that were taking place. Now, where does the Chief Minister's role really come in? It turns out that largely, be it in the illegal mining scam or for that matter in the land scam, in both the cases, Prem Prakash, an alleged close aide of the Chief Minister, something that the Chief Minister in the past has denied, that I have no links with this man called Prem Prakash, but it turns out that it was Prem Prakash who was doing the wheeling and dealing for the government. Now, these are the allegations that have been leveled in this particular document that has been accessed. On your screens right now, just take a closer look at it. For the first time, we are basically showing you how exactly were these fake deeds essentially made. We'll try and see if we can go across to Prakash while I will also try and explain this to all our viewers. What is it that we are trying to show right now on your screens? Because how exactly this entire ink that was brought in, that was actually pens that were brought in, specifically designed to ensure that they can make it look as real as possible through these fake deeds. So let's just go full frame with these images that have been accessed, while I also try and see if we can get more details from Prakash, or for that matter, we'll try and see if we can also get in Piyush Ori. I'm told that Prakash, a senior editor, has joined us on this broadcast. Prakash, Republic TV, the only network to have accessed 200 pages of this probe document. In fact, Prakash, I was trying to explain this to our viewers, and we have also accessed images of that fake deed. For the first time, we are showing to our viewers why exactly is the Jharkhand Chief Minister being called in for questioning for the first place. First of all, let's break this news that the Enforcement Directorate is all set to question Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren. So it is going to happen tomorrow. The Enforcement Directorate team is going to land in Ranchi. A unit from the Ranchi office of the Enforcement Directorate would be going to the Chief Minister's residence to question him, that too in the land parcel case. Over to you, Prakash, while we show our viewers those images, and I'll also try and help our viewers understand what exactly these fake deeds are all about. So first part of our breaking is with regards to why exactly he's being called in for questioning.
Well, he's been involved in, his associates have been involved in selling the government land, and that too belonging to Indian Army on the outskirts of Ranchi. That's what we have come to know about it. And in that sale and purchase, the then DC Chhabi Ranjan was also involved in the process, and that is why he is arrested by the agencies. He's already under arrest, and since Hemant Soren has been the Chief Minister, and on his insistence the file was routed through him, and thereafter, as you mentioned right now, that fake deeds were made. That is another big crime. So that is the violation of the office of the Chief Minister as well. So as far as investigating agencies are concerned, they are going to investigate and interrogate Hemant Soren tomorrow at his residence, as a letter was written through to the ED through an email, and that too by the officials, which goes to suggest that Hemant Soren is going to take the ED officials head on, as he has been doing, as he has been defying all the summons in the past as well. This would be the 9th summon. After that, he would be appearing only twice. 2 weeks back, he had appeared at his residence, and now he would be deposing himself for interrogation. So now, what will be the political fallout of this? Now, the question is, number one, whether or not the ED will arrest him. Second, will Hemant Soren appoint his wife, Kalpana Soren, as the Chief Minister of Jharkhand? I believe a meeting is being scheduled at 7 p.m. in Ranchi with all the legislators of the alliance partners, which includes the JMM, CPI, Congress, RJD, and an endorsement to be made that in the eventuality, if in case of any political fallout, Kalpana Soren would be the Chief Minister of Jharkhand. But for now, I feel that Hemant Soren would be in charge of the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, because that involves a lot of protocol, and that also involves a lot of embargo pertaining to his arrest, if at all any. But we have seen the arrest of sitting Chief Minister in United Bihar when Lalu Yadav was the Chief Minister of Bihar. In 1997, he was arrested when he was charge-sheeted in the fodder scam case, and his party was a part of the then United Front government led by Deve Gowda. So that is the case. We'll wait and watch how things unfold. Shaman.
Well, in fact, we're just getting in some more breaking news. But before we go to the breaking news coming in, I just want to quickly zoom into this forged documents, the forged signatures that we were talking about. First, we showed you about the fake sale deeds. Let's just quickly take a look at this, where you have the images of the forged signature that was actually used in those very deeds. It also turns out that as far as the magistrate's signatures are also concerned, that was also forged. And I'm just reading out from the document here. They say the signature of the sub-registrar mismatches those made on other deeds. Appear that someone had tried to copy the signature of the then sub-registrar, as the strokes, flow and spacing of the signature on deed number 4369 vary with other signatures. So here, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly how, this is what you see. Take a look at this closer one. This is exactly how the land parcel was actually handed over to a private company, and it turns out that bureaucrats were also involved in carrying out this entire forgery. So while we also put out those details on our grid with regards to exclusive pictures, signatures that were actually used in those sale deeds, all of it now accessed by Republic TV. We'll put out the more details. But let's now move on to some more breaking news coming in. This is with regards to what's going to happen tomorrow, because there was a lot of perhaps some speculation that was doing the rounds that whether at all the Enforcement Directorate is going to question the Jharkhand Chief Minister. Now we're getting in breaking news. Sources have now informed Republic that the Enforcement Directorate team is going to question Soren at his residence tomorrow. The quizzing is going to be in connection with the land scam, the land parcel that was given to a private person in a throwaway manner, in a throwaway price. We're being told that 20. Why do we also try to put out the figure that we have accessed? It turns out it is a 20 crore land parcel handed over for just about 7 crore rupees. Let's put that out. 20 crore is the cost of, or the government valuation that was done of the very land parcel that we are talking about. Let's put out the numbers which indicate 20 crore sold at 7 crore rupees. Let me just quickly go across once again to Prakash first and then to Piyush Ori. Prakash, we're getting in full details right now because there was a lot of confusion that it perhaps was to do with the mining scam, but it turns out it is not the mining scam, but it is in the land scam. Details, papers that have been accessed by Republic TV, in which it turns out that DC Ranchi played a very important, crucial role. DC Ranchi and Prem Prakash, two important characters linking all the way to the Chief Minister's office.
Well, yes, if you look at it, the powers, the DC, in Jharkhand it is called the Deputy Commissioner, in some states it is called the District Magistrate. So the Deputy Commissioner of Ranchi, the then Deputy Commissioner of Ranchi, Chavi Ranjan, who was the custodian of all the land, and Prem Prakash, as you are pointing it out, they played an important role. And as you say that a 20 crore rupees plot of land was sold for 7 crore rupees. And that has also to be ascertained, someone, whether the money was routed through some way or the other, or and the government challan was paid or not. So that has also to be ascertained, because being the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, he can manipulate anything, as it has been the case. Because I've never seen a Chief Minister, a sitting Chief Minister, getting a mining lease allotted in his name. So and that too in these days of so many media surveillance and agency surveillance. So it was quite brave of him to do so. So we'll wait and watch what does the ED ask him tomorrow. They will be preparing a set of questionnaires as they have been doing it in the past. And this pertains to the land scam. In the mining scam, he had deposed it earlier on 14th November 2022, and a set of questionnaires were also sent to him. That is another case that is also pending before the ED, and maybe the ED is trying to corroborate both the cases together and plug in all the holes together, and maybe both the cases would be plugged together in some time soon. Back to you, Soren.
Well, thank you very much, Prakash. I'll just request you to stay on with us. I'll just get also a quick word from Piyush Ori, who is outside Hemant Soren's residence in the national capital, where the searches were carried out starting from 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday. And thereafter, the Enforcement Directorate made that sensational claim that the Chief Minister had gone untraceable. We'll also put across that big breaking news now coming in that Republic has essentially learnt more details of the prime property in the heart of Ranchi that's worth about 20 crore rupees, sold for about 7 crore rupees. And this would be the key reason why the Jharkhand Chief Minister is going to be questioned by the Enforcement Directorate. Let me quickly get in a word from Piyush Ori. Piyush, you've been tracking the story very closely. As far as the legal strategy goes, it turns out that the Jharkhand Chief Minister, who was here in the national capital on Sunday, did actually meet a top legal luminary here in the national capital. What's the legal option available before Hemant Soren? Will he knock at the doors of the court once again?
So yes, Shravan, based on the comprehensive reports which you have just released and which you have just mentioned in the charge sheet, definitely trouble does seem to mount for Hemant Soren. And for this purpose only, Hemant Soren, the present Chief Minister of Jharkhand, was over here in national capital, where we are being told that he did meet some of the prominent luminaries and did take the legal consultation of what actually can his next step be. Now, what the major challenge for the enforcement agencies and what the major challenge for the central agencies would be to establish the money trail and also get some more vital evidences. And in this regard, thereby you saw that there was a massive raid that was conducted at the premises of Hemant Soren, not only in Ranchi but also over here in the national capital. And they have been able to get some very vital leads and evidences. And these evidences are now going to be given, and these evidences are now going to be presented in front of Hemant Soren, and his explanation is going to be sought. What actually would his explanation be? Will there be a sterner action that will be taken by the central agencies? And based on this, will there be a punitive action? All this is going to determine that what actually would the next legal step of Hemant Soren be. So thereby we'll see that tomorrow is going to be a very important day where Hemant Soren is going to be interrogated in the land scam, the charge sheet and the detail of which you and Prakash have already presented. Back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Piyush Ori, for getting us the latest details from the national capital, and also Prakash, who's been tracking this story very closely from Patna. In fact, whether at all there will be some sort of a political realignment, or will there be massive changes in terms of who's going to lead the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, if at all a punitive action is taken against the Jharkhand Chief Minister? All this and much more, we'll slip into a short break. On the other side, we get you details of how, once again, China has been meddling with our neighbors.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
Getting you another interesting story that's developing. This is with regards to the sudden claim that the Chinese have made. A delegation that was present in Nepal from China claims that some countries, without taking any names, some countries is what China says, some countries are trying to sabotage ties with Nepal and have increased their activity against China. Remember, it also happens at a time when the Chinese seem to have felt disappointed in the manner their initiative, the BRI initiative, has been dubbed by many as debt trap. Joining us on this broadcast is our senior executive editor, putting this into perspective. Now, it does come across as a surprise because the Chinese, all this while, especially with our neighbors, particularly be it Sri Lanka as well as Nepal, would have said this in a much more private manner. Not the kind of public statements that they have made that you ought not to be seen closer to the Americans or for that matter with the Indians. But what makes China a little desperate when they are making these kind of statements in a public forum?
Okay, so we are picking this from Nepali media reports, Shravan Kathmandu Post, and this is interesting because a Chinese delegation of the Communist Party of their Lajong division, which acts as a force multiplier for the foreign minister, actually perhaps more than the foreign minister because that's the Communist Party of China. And their leader and this delegation and their leader, she has spoken directly to the Nepali leaders, and her name is Sun Heian. She's Vice Minister of the International Liaison Department of the Communist Party of China. And she said that, oh, India is trying to sabotage our relationship. India is doing this. Don't listen to India. Don't listen to United States. Now, maybe in private, sometimes or often perhaps those kind of communications might have happened. This time it was very public. She was doing it in a conference. She was effectively directing Nepali foreign policy by telling the Nepali leaders, and many of them senior leaders, people who have been leader of opposition, people who have been ministers, and the Chinese Communist Party leader had the courage to tell the Nepalis their foreign policy, their self-interest. She was effectively batting for BRI, and there are issues with BRI. We know in China, we know in Myanmar, in Sri Lanka, in Pakistan, but the Chinese still believe that they can still get Nepal on their side. Remember, there were issues with BRI project of the Pokhara International Airport, where the Nepalis said, no, we don't want under BRI. So obviously the Chinese, by berating India, by berating United States, by painting us in negative light, not the first time, and the Chinese have had a history of interference in Nepali affairs going back to Yankee. Remember the last ambassador, the present one, Chen Song, I believe, was again bad-mouthing India just September last year. And before that, Yankee openly meeting all the senior Chinese, beg your pardon, Nepali leaders and dictating them the foreign policy vis-a-vis China. So I think this is obviously another example of the Chinese getting brazenly aggressive. India's neighborhood, they are brazen everywhere with the kind of wolf warrior diplomacy China practices, but getting aggressively brazen or brazenly aggressive vis-a-vis India's neighborhood. We have seen in the Maldives what has happened in the last 1 month and now happening in Nepal. So we have to take note. That's why we picked the story and we'll keep coming back to it as the day progresses.
Well, thank you very much, Abhishek, for getting us the latest details. Something that has been missed by many, because these developments are perhaps very key to understand the changing geopolitical nature right now, keeping in mind there has been a deliberate attempt that has been made by China to meddle with the affairs in Maldives, a clear example that we saw in the last couple of weeks. Also, at the same time, with regards to Sri Lanka, remember, they've been far more cautious. But that's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive. We're also getting in some more breaking news about an actual attack that has taken place in the state of Chhattisgarh. We'll get you the more details on the other side.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
और मैं बड़े विश्वास के साथ कहना चाहता हूं, जो लोग विकास की पूरी रूपरेखा के अभ्यासु हैं, जो इनका डेटा का आकलन कर सकते हैं, मोदी जी की सरकार के 2 कदम डिजिटल इंडिया और सहकारिता मंत्रालय की स्थापना, ये दोनों एक प्रकार से समृद्ध ग्राम की, समृद्ध गांव की नींव डालने वाले कदम बनने वाले हैं, इसका मुझे पूरा विश्वास है। 15 साल के बाद कोई पीछे मुड़कर देखेगा तो डिजिटल इंडिया का इनिशिएटिव और सहकारिता मंत्रालय की स्थापना, वो दोनों विकसित भारत की सोच को ग्रास रूट लेवल पर गांव तक ले जाने वाले 2 इनिशिएटिव साबित होने वाले हैं, इसका मुझे पूरा विश्वास है। मित्रों, आज डिजिटल इंडिया के तहत हम देश के कोने कोने तक पहुंच रहे हैं। मिलने वाली सारी सुविधाएं, सारी सरकारी योजनाएं, क्रेडिट, नॉलेज और अब सहकारिता भी डिजिटल माध्यम से गांव तक पहुंचने की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। सारे आरसीएस का और सारी ग्रामीण बैंकों का, खेती बैंकों का कंप्यूटराइजेशन होने से पैक्स से लेकर हर प्रकार की पैक्स, प्राइमरी डेयरी, खेती बैंक और पूरी कोऑपरेटिव व्यवस्था थ्रू डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोऑपरेटिव बैंक टू स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव बैंक, नाबार्ड तक आज कंप्यूटराइज होकर पूरे प्रकार से आधुनिक करने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है।
Mounting for the former Pakistan Prime Minister and the former PTI chief Imran Khan is not coming to an end, and in the latest edition, Imran Khan, along with the former Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, has been sentenced for 10 years imprisonment in the Cypher case. The verdict was announced by Justice Zulfikar Karnain in the Adyala court when the hearing was heard after a series of hearings in which Imran Khan also put his side, and during the sentence now he has to undergo for 10 years. Important to mention that the Cypher case pertains to the rally of Imran Khan that he did soon after being thrown out of power when he lost the vote of confidence, and then he showed an official document stating that it was a US conspiracy to throw him out of the power. And then what happened was that the opposition parties that came into power of the PDM ordered a probe alleging that Imran Khan violated the Official Secret Act and he used this for his political gains, and then a probe was ordered, and after a fast track kind of hearing that has taken place inside the Adiala jail where Imran Khan is locked at present, now he has been announced that he will be undergoing 10 years of life imprisonment, and it is also expected that the Pakistani Tehreek-e-Insaf will be moving to the High Court and even to the Supreme Court against this decision of the Justice Zulfikar Nain in the Cypher case. Apart from this, in the Tosha Khana case also, the verdict is expected on Imran Khan and his wife Bushra Bibi.
Well, our top story that we're tracking at this, after 30 years, Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren has reappeared in Ranchi. Soren has now called for a key meeting roughly around at 7 o'clock this evening, and sources say a big announcement is likely to be made. Whether at all the Chief Minister is going to step down or not, that clarity hasn't really come in. The Jharkhand Mukti Morcha has basically hit out at the Enforcement Directorate as well as the Bharatiya Janata Party, essentially indicating that perhaps it could be the ED or the Bharatiya Janata Party that has planted the money that you see right now on your screens that was recovered by the Enforcement Directorate after searches that were carried out by the Enforcement Directorate. Now, Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren earlier held a meeting with his ministers and MLAs in Ranchi. Soren, who is under the lens in the illegal land scam as well as mining scam, was untraceable. Yesterday, the Enforcement Directorate conducted mega searches at his Delhi residence and also made those big recoveries, pictures of which are on your screen. First, let's listen into some of the reactions that are coming in, and we'll also look into the political aspect of what's really happening with the ED lens on the Jharkhand Chief Minister.
क्या दिक्कत है? जिसको तकलीफ है, नहीं
11,000 रुपए का इनाम रखा गया था आपके ऊपर।
मतलब क्या? ले लो तुमने सब में बांट देना।
जाहिर सी बात है, सभी समाजवादी पार्टी का पूरा देश जान रहा है कि जो हमारी सेंट्रल एजेंसीज हैं उसका कितना मिसयूज हो रहा है। सियासत में उनको घसीटा जा रहा है। जो भी उनके इस रूलिंग पार्टी के खिलाफ होएगा उसको बर्बाद करने की साजिशें हैं, जेल भेजने की साजिशें हैं। लालू प्रसाद यादव जैसे नेता जो खुद इस वक्त बीमार हैं, जिनका किडनी ट्रांसप्लांट हुआ है, उठ बैठ नहीं सकते हैं, उनको टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं। कहीं ना कहीं कुछ तो इंसानियत होनी चाहिए।
लेकिन हेमंत सोरेन जिस तरह से भाग रहे हैं, छुप रहे हैं, ईडी के सामने पेश नहीं हो रहे हैं, दिल्ली में मौजूद थे लेकिन पेश नहीं हुए, ईडी उनकी गाड़ी तक जब्त करके लेके गई है, ये जो तमाम चीज़ें हैं, हेमंत सोरेन पेश क्यों नहीं हो रहे? लगता है कि वाकई में जो तमाम एविडेंस है उनके खिलाफ पुख्ता है।
नहीं हो सकता है उस एविडेंस के खिलाफ वो अपनी एविडेंस इकट्ठी कर रहा हूँ, पेश तो होना पड़ेगा ही, जाएंगे कहाँ? तो वो जो इन्होंने इल्ज़ामात लगाए उसके काउंटर करने के लिए भी वो सारी चीज़ें इकट्ठी कर रहा हूँ।
3.5 करोड़ जनता जो है झारखंड की, वो चिंतित है मुख्यमंत्री जी के लिए कि मुख्यमंत्री कहाँ है। और मुझे लगता है कि पूरे देश भर में वो जो एक सीरियल चलता था लापतागंज, तो हो सकता है कि झारखंड का नाम ही लोग लापतागंज कर दें और लापतागंज का ये लापता मुख्यमंत्री। केवल ईडी के समझ इतना कोई डरपोक कायर हो सकता है? आप सोचे ना, सम्मान पर अभी तो सम्मान है ना, कोई गिरफ्तारी का वारंट लेके तो कोई पुलिस नहीं ढूंढ रही है, कोई ईडी नहीं ढूंढ रही है, आपसे पूछताछ करना चाहती है। पिछले 40 घंटे से आप लोगों को नहीं नजर आते हैं। इस तरह का भी छंट है। BMW आप 1.5 करोड़ की जो है किसी दलाल माफिया का लेके घूमते रहो। मुख्यमंत्री का यही काम है कि दलाल के BMW से वो घूमेगा। मुख्यमंत्री का यही काम है कि उसमें कैश रखेगा। मुख्यमंत्री का यही काम है कि आप अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट के जो है बेनामी प्रॉपर्टी के कागजात रखो। और विछंट यदि है तो लालू प्रसाद जी जब जेल गए थे तो उस वक्त तो देवगौड़ा की सरकार थी, वो खुद ही लालू प्रसाद जी के लोग उनमें मंत्री थे। जब मधु कौड़ा जी जेल में गए और जब सिवतेर जी के यहाँ गवर्नर के यहाँ आपको ध्यान हो कि रेड पड़ा था, उस वक्त तो मनमोहन सिंह जी की सरकार थी। यदि कनीमोजी और राजा यदि जेल गए तो डीएमके तो सपोर्ट कर रहा था इस सरकार को। आप जब करते हो तो कोई भी छंट नहीं।
हेमंत सोरेन जी जो कि झारखंड के एक मुख्यमंत्री हैं, इसके बावजूद वो ईडी के केसेस के कारण लापता हैं। ईडी उनसे पूछताछ ना कर पाए, जो करोड़ों रुपया उनके घर से मिला, उनके साथी के घर से मिला। जो दिल्ली में BMW गाड़ी मिली वह भी उनके उस साथी की है जिसके घर से पहले करोड़ों रुपया मिल चुका है इनकम टैक्स की रेड्स के अंदर। और ऐसे लोगों की प्राइवेट गाड़ियां हेमंत सोरेन जी के घर में क्या कर रही थी, इसका जवाब वो दे नहीं पा रहे। मुझे लगता है देश के अंदर पहली बार हो रहा है, दो मुख्यमंत्री इस देश के भगौड़े हुए पड़े हैं। एक अरविंद केजरीवाल जी दिल्ली से और हेमंत सोरेन जी झारखंड से। और हेमंत सोरेन जी ने तो गिनीज वर्ल्ड बुक ऑफ रिकॉर्ड में नाम दर्ज करा दिया है। पहले उनके स्वर्गीय पिताजी भी इसी तरह केंद्रीय मंत्री रहते हुए कितने दिन तक भगौड़े रहे थे, और अब एक मुख्यमंत्री रहते हुए हेमंत सोरेन जी भी भगौड़े हो चुके हैं, लापता हैं। इसी तरह इंडिया अलायंस को आज जवाब देना चाहिए, क्यों सारे करप्शन वाले, सारे बेईमान 40 चोर आप ही की मंडली में क्यों हैं। जिस तरह से आज हेमंत सोरेन जी लापता हैं, इसी तरह बड़ी जल्दी इंडिया अलायंस भी लापता हो जाएगा। जैसे ये ढूंढने से मिल रहे, इसी तरह इंडिया अलायंस भी एक दिन ढूंढने से नहीं मिलेगा, कांग्रेस भी ढूंढने से नहीं मिलेगी।
तो मुझे लगता है कि भाई मुख्यमंत्री को व्यक्तिगत रूप से उनके ऊपर आरोप है, सरकार के ऊपर आरोप नहीं है। ये आरोप कि उन्होंने नामी बेनामी जो संपत्ति अर्जित की है, तो केस तो उनके ऊपर है। उनका चिट्ठी तो कोई किसी ने कोई बता नहीं पाया। मैं कल से लोगों को पूछ रहा हूं कि हेमंत सोरेन ने मेल किया है तो फिर पता चलेगा कि हाँ हेमंत सोरेन कहीं है, लेकिन हेमंत सोरेन ने तो मेल भी शायद नहीं किया है। मेल तो उनके मंत्रिमंडल सचिवालय, तो यानी एक प्रकार से अफसर लोग उन्हें तथ्यों को छुपाने की कोशिश कर रही है। गलत है, लोकतंत्र के हित में भी नहीं है। और मुझे लगता है कि बड़ा, इसलिए हमने तो कहा कि भाई कि पुलिस महकमा तो कोई उनको खोज नहीं कर पा रही है, जेएमएम के लोग कोई बताने को तैयार नहीं कहाँ है, उन लोगों को भी पता नहीं है। सच तो यही है स्थिति। तो फिर ऐसी हालत में मैंने ये कहा है कि भाई अगर कोई भी व्यक्ति मुख्यमंत्री को खोज करके लाएगा तो हमारे ओर से उनको इनाम दी जाएगी।
Let me also break it by colleague Piyush Ori, who's getting us the latest details from the national capital. He was there tracking when the searches were being carried out. Piyush, just a quick response from you with regards to what is it that the Enforcement Directorate has found so far in terms of the recoveries that have been made, and when is it that the Enforcement Directorate would begin the questioning tomorrow?
So yes, Shravan, in addition to some very incriminating documents that have been retrieved by the Enforcement Directorate, the Enforcement Directorate on its side have also been able to seize and confiscate 2 luxury vehicles and also rupees 36 lakh, something, a cash which has not been unaccounted for. So thereby, these are some vital evidences and documents along with the Benami properties that have been retrieved by the Enforcement Directorate while it committed massive raids not only in the national capital but also in Ranchi. Now all these evidences and incriminating documents along with the evidences which it has already presented in the charge sheet in the land scam case. Mind you, it's very important to note that there have been several scams which right now is being probed by the central agencies in which Hemant Soren is under the scanner. And tomorrow at around 1 p.m. Most probably the Enforcement Directorate is going to question Hemant Soren in the land scam case, the documents and the detail of which is already been presented by you in an exclusive news break. So yes, tomorrow is going to be an important day as far as the schedule of Hemant Soren is concerned, because following the massive raids that have been conducted by the Enforcement Directorate, in which it has been able to get massive leads as far as the seizure of 2 luxury vehicles, both of which are considered to be Benami properties, and also the seizure of large bags of cash which includes rupees 36 lakhs. All these facts are going to be confronted along with the incriminating evidences to Hemant Soren, in which the Enforcement Directorate is going to get some evidences, some leads in the land scam case in which Hemant Soren is under the scanner. Back to the studio.
Well, thank you very much, Piyush, for getting us the latest details. The story that we'll be tracking very closely remains to be seen whether at all any announcement will be made by the Jharkhand Chief Minister around 7 o'clock this evening, when it is reported that a big announcement is going to be made. On the other side, Aam Aadmi Party makes a sensational claim. Also says that they're going to move the High Court in response to the election that took place. China's meddling gets bracered. Nepal now raises interference. China says rivals trying to sabotage ties.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
After the big failure in Chandigarh mayor elections, India has now filed a petition in the High Court and hearing will be held tomorrow. This after allegations that were levelled by the Aam Aadmi Party saying that the votes that were basically considered as invalid should be reconsidered. Listen in to some of the reactions that are coming in.
बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है कि चुनाव के पहले कल ऑर्डर जारी करके चंडीगढ़ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने मीडिया की एंट्री बैन कर दी। तो इसका मतलब नीयत तो शुरू से ही खराब थी, प्लान तो षड्यंत्र तो पहले से ही बना रखा था इन लोगों ने कि गड़बड़ करनी है। इतने बड़े स्तर के ऊपर चंडीगढ़ के मेयर के चुनाव के लिए आज तक कभी भी इतनी वोट इनवैलिड नहीं डिक्लेयर की गई। 36 में से 8 वोट इनवैलिड मतलब 25% वोट। अगर इनसे 36 वोट काउंट करने में इतनी बड़ी धांधली कर रहे हैं, देश का जब बड़ा चुनाव होगा उसमें तो 90 करोड़ वोट पड़ते हैं, उसमें तो पता नहीं किस लेवल की धांधली करते हैं ये लोग। और 25% क्या, अगर उस चुनाव में तो 5-6% की भी वोट अगर इधर उधर हो जाए तो सब। तो आज का चुनाव ये दिखाता है कि किस तरह से ये जीतने के लिए, सत्ता पाने के लिए किसी भी हद तक जा सकते हैं। बड़े चुनाव में लोग तो कह रहे हैं ईवीएम तो होगा ही होगा गड़बड़। मुझे लगता है ये कुछ भी करते होंगे, वोटर लिस्ट ये फर्जीवाड़ा करते हैं, फर्जी वोट डलवाते होंगे, ये ईवीएम करवाते होंगे, सब कुछ करते होंगे जीतने के लिए। और मैं ये सोच रहा था कि अगर भगवान की दया से उसके बावजूद भी अगर ये नहीं जीते और हार गए तो ये ट्रंप की तरह कुर्सी नहीं छोड़ेंगे। फिर ये मतलब उस दिन कुर्सी से चिपके रहेंगे, चाहे मार्शल लॉ लागू करना पड़े देश में, ये कुर्सी नहीं छोड़ने वाले। तो ये देश के लिए जो आज दिखा, पूरे देश के अंदर, पूरे देश ने देखा, सारे मीडिया ने चलाया, ये बहुत खतरनाक है। और हम सब लोगों को, जो लोग इस देश से प्यार करते हैं, हम सब लोगों को इसका पुरजोर विरोध करना है और इन सब को रोकना है।
आज हमारे देश की डेमोक्रेसी में एक काले दिन के तौर पे आज के दिन को लिखा जाएगा, याद किया जाएगा। और दुर्भाग्य से वही महीना है जिस महीने में हम रिपब्लिक डे मना के, अभी 26 जनवरी को रिपब्लिक डे मनाया गया, और आज 30 जनवरी को उसी संविधान की धज्जियां उड़ी मीडिया के सामने, वीडियो कैमरों के सामने। किस तरीके से चंडीगढ़ के मेयर की जो इलेक्शन थी उसको लूटा गया बीजेपी द्वारा। इससे पहले मध्य प्रदेश में ऐसा किया उन्होंने, सरकार लूटी। कर्नाटका में भी ऐसा कर चुके हैं, गोवा में भी ऐसा कर चुके हैं, महाराष्ट्र में ऐसा कर चुके हैं, नॉर्थ ईस्ट स्टेटों में करते रहते हैं। तो ये उनकी पुरानी आदत है।
ये डमी बैलेट पेपर है जो मैं आप सबके सामने लाया हूं। जब काउंटिंग के दौरान इस प्रकार के बैलेट पेपर को इलीगल घोषित किया जाता है तो प्रिसाइडिंग अफसर, अगर मान लीजिए मैं प्रिसाइडिंग अफसर हूं, तो मैं दोनों पार्टियों के इलेक्शन एजेंट को वो दिखाऊंगा बैलेट पेपर की, देख लीजिए यहां इनके निशान बाहर लगा हुआ है, ये इनवैलिड है, मैं इसे अवैध घोषित कर रहा हूं। ऐसे दोनों पार्टियों के इलेक्शन एजेंट को दिखाया जाता है और दिखाने के उपरांत उनकी सहमति से, और जो डीसी चुनाव हैं, जो डिप्टी कमिश्नर बैठे हैं, उनकी सहमति से इस वोट को अवैध घोषित किया जाता है। लेकिन आज ये नहीं हुआ। आज ना इलेक्शन एजेंट को दिखाया गया, ना डीसी को दिखाया गया, और बस एक एक कर आम आदमी पार्टी के वोटों को और कांग्रेस पार्टी के वोटों को अवैध घोषित कर दिया गया। यह दिखाता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी इतने छोटे से एक मेयर के चुनाव में, म्युनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन के मेयर के चुनाव में, अगर इस प्रकार की गैर कानूनी असंवैधानिक घटनाएं को अंजाम दे सकती है, तो आप सोचिए कि लोकसभा चुनाव की हार देखते हुए ये लोग क्या करेंगे। क्या भाजपा इस देश को नॉर्थ कोरिया बनाना चाहती है कि इस देश में चुनाव ही ना हो, और चुनाव सिर्फ उसी स्थिति में हो जहां भारतीय जनता पार्टी पूरी मशीनरी को रिग कर पूरी चुनावी प्रोसेस को विशिएट कर चुनाव जीत सके। साथियों, मैं अनिल मसीह, जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के माइनॉरिटी विंग के पदाधिकारी हैं और आज के प्रिसाइडिंग अफसर हैं, उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई की मांग करता हूं। आपराधिक मामला दर्ज होना चाहिए और उनकी गिरफ्तारी होनी चाहिए।
Prosecution is fully satisfied by the dictum laid by the Honorable Sessions Court Mavelikira, and the prosecution allegation is that all the accused persons found an unlawful assembly and on the result of a criminal conspiracy they have committed the offence. And the prosecution examined 156 witnesses before the court, and also thousands of documents were produced, and more than 120 articles were, material objects were produced. And all these evidence collectively shows that all the accused persons found an unlawful assembly and they had shared a common intention, and a criminal conspiracy was also hatched between the parties, and this offence was committed. So that fact was actually found by or supported by the other evidence were accepted by the Honorable Sessions Court Mavelikara, and it is found that all these accused persons were guilty for the offence of murder of Mr. N.J. Srinivas, and accordingly they were punished, and the maximum punishment that could be attributed by Indian Penal Code was surrender service to them.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bhupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
Biggest story tonight, powered by Century Club Prime.
Good evening and welcome, friends. It's as if Indy alliance has come undone yet again. From Chandigarh to Uttar Pradesh and other places. In Chandigarh, what has happened is a clear sign of the cadres of the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, both is still part of the Indy alliance, not able to work in tandem, leading to rejection of at least 8 votes of their councillors in the Chandigarh mayoral polls, leading to the victory of the BJP. Now they are contesting, they are blaming the BJP and even the RSS, but the fact is that did the Indy alliance fail to keep its flock together as a grouping? And in Uttar Pradesh, Akhilesh Yadav has announced candidates to 18 Lok Sabha seats, of which at least 5 are those which the Congress party wanted for its leaders, senior ones like Salman Khurshid, Farrukhbad. The Samajwadi Party has announced a candidate, which means the alliance is effectively over. That's going to be our focus. Let's begin with the headlines first. After a perplexing vanishing act, Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren reappears in Ranchi. After 10-hour-long searches at Soren's Delhi residence, ED recovers mega cash stash, seizes luxury cars.
Top sources say Soren under scanner for multiple scams. It's land scam after the illegal mining one. As Soren faces mega ED action, top sources hint at change in leadership, announcement likely at 7 p.m. Indy fails its first big election test. Congress and outcry foul move High Court in response. China says rivals trying to sabotage ties with Nepal and have increased activity against country. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening once again. The India alliance is completely falling apart. After two mega exits, the Indy has failed its first big election test together. BJP has defeated Indy's candidate in the Chandigarh mayoral polls. But the AAP Congress duo is in complete denial. After the defeat, they are now claiming foul. They are alleging that the BJP sabotaged the results. They have even moved the High Court now. Listening to all the voices that have come in, then Amandeep would be joining us live from Chandigarh for the perspective.
बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है कि चुनाव के पहले कल ऑर्डर जारी करके चंडीगढ़ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने मीडिया की एंट्री बैन कर दी। तो इसका मतलब नीयत तो शुरू से ही खराब थी, प्लान तो षड्यंत्र तो पहले से ही बना रखा था इन लोगों ने कि गड़बड़ करनी है। इतने बड़े स्तर के ऊपर चंडीगढ़ के मेयर के चुनाव के लिए आज तक कभी भी इतनी वोट इनवैलिड नहीं डिक्लेयर की गई। 36 में से 8 वोट इनवैलिड मतलब 25% वोट। अगर इनसे 36 वोट काउंट करने में इतनी बड़ी धांधली कर रहे हैं, देश का जब बड़ा चुनाव होगा उसमें तो 90 करोड़ वोट पड़ते हैं, उसमें तो पता नहीं किस लेवल की धांधली करते हैं ये लोग। और 25% क्या, अगर उस चुनाव में तो 5-6% की भी वोट अगर इधर उधर हो जाए तो सब। तो आज का चुनाव ये दिखाता है कि किस तरह से ये जीतने के लिए, सत्ता पाने के लिए किसी भी हद तक जा सकते हैं। बड़े चुनाव में लोग तो कह रहे हैं ईवीएम तो होगा ही होगा गड़बड़। मुझे लगता है ये कुछ भी करते होंगे, वोटर लिस्ट ये फर्जीवाड़ा करते हैं, फर्जी वोट डलवाते होंगे, ये ईवीएम करवाते होंगे, सब कुछ करते होंगे जीतने के लिए। और मैं ये सोच रहा था कि अगर भगवान की दया से उसके बावजूद भी अगर ये नहीं जीते और हार गए तो ये ट्रंप की तरह कुर्सी नहीं छोड़ेंगे। फिर ये मतलब उस दिन कुर्सी से चिपके रहेंगे, चाहे मार्शल लॉ लागू करना पड़े देश में, ये कुर्सी नहीं छोड़ने वाले। तो ये देश के लिए जो आज दिखा, पूरे देश के अंदर, पूरे देश ने देखा, सारे मीडिया ने चलाया, ये बहुत खतरनाक है। और हम सब लोगों को, जो लोग इस देश से प्यार करते हैं, हम सब लोगों को इसका पुरजोर विरोध करना है और इन सबको रोकना है।
आज हमारे देश की डेमोक्रेसी में एक काले दिन के तौर पे आज के दिन को लिखा जाएगा, याद किया जाएगा। और दुर्भाग्य से वही महीना है जिस महीने में हम रिपब्लिक डे मना के, अभी 26 जनवरी को रिपब्लिक डे मनाया गया और आज 30 जनवरी को उसी संविधान की धज्जियां उड़ी मीडिया के सामने, वीडियो कैमरों के सामने। किस तरीके से चंडीगढ़ के मेयर की जो इलेक्शन थी उसको लूटा गया बीजेपी द्वारा। इससे पहले मध्य प्रदेश में ऐसा किया उन्होंने, सरकार लूटी। कर्नाटका में भी ऐसा कर चुके हैं, गोवा में भी ऐसा कर चुके हैं, महाराष्ट्र में ऐसा कर चुके हैं, नॉर्थ ईस्ट स्टेटों में करते रहते हैं। तो ये उनकी पुरानी आदत है।
All right, let's try to understand what's exactly happened. We have got the party versions, but Amandeep, who was there all day, will tell us exactly what really happened. Amandeep, over to you. Please tell us piece by piece what has exactly happened. How did those 8 votes of AAP or Congress got rejected? And what is the BJP saying about those rejections? Was it done by some official? And was it actually a rejection? Have you seen something on that count as to how those votes got rejected and the BJP won because the numbers were actually not with the BJP?
Well, absolutely, Abhishek, that the audience make them understand that what was the procedure that was being followed by the presiding officer, Deputy Commissioner of Chandigarh, as well as Joint Commissioner of MC Chandigarh. Just because this was a High Court monitored election, so everything has been recorded in the video cameras, and multiple cameras has been put in place in the MC house, and every single word and line has been recorded in that camera. And even a Joint Commissioner of Municipal Corporation of Chandigarh has took good amount of 45 to 1 hour time to make the voters understand what is the procedure that needs to be followed and how they should cast their votes in a valid manner. Even Joint Commissioner has also educated them how to cast the vote, and after that how to fold the ballot paper so that at least their votes should remain valid. Just because it was a stamp and they have to stamp on one side on one candidate, and after that the fold should be in a vertical manner, not in the rectangle manner. So they make all the voters, all the councillors, including MP, make them understand about the voting process, and everything has been recorded in the video cameras. And even 36 members, 35 councillors and one Lok Sabha member of Parliament, Kiran Kher, was present in the house, and they all are listening to Joint Commissioner, Presiding Officer, as well as Deputy Commissioner. And in fact, in the meantime, when they were educating the councillors, they have also asked if there is any query. They all are here to address the queries, and some of the councillors has also raised the query, and even they have asked kindly use one pen and only put one single color pen on the table of the presiding officer, and there should be no stationery. And in fact that demand was also accepted by the officials as well. Every stationery has been removed from the table of the presiding officer. Only one blue color pen that has been shown in the video also, that is put on the table of presiding officer to sign the ballot papers and to signature other documents as well. And the voting process began. And all the councillors have voted, casted their vote, including MP has casted their vote. And then presiding officer Abhishek counted the votes, and in fact he checked the ballot papers also. And 36 ballot papers, he double-checked the ballot papers, and after that he declared that 8 votes has been invalid and rest of the votes are valid. Out of that, 16 goes to BJP. Yes, Abhishek.
Amandeep, see, what I want to understand is that A, this was a High Court monitored process in which voting took place. B, the same video which you say shows clearly the process is also being used by the Aam Aadmi Party. In fact, the Chief Minister Bhagwant Singh Mann showing it to show that the presiding officer was doing something which was not above board. Whom to believe, which side to believe, and the fact that the High Court was monitoring it, does this give the weightage more towards the BJP than the India Alliance?
Well, Abhishek, the fact is that even we have seen that video also, in which Aam Aadmi Party and Congress were showing during the press conferencing. The point is that presiding officer has to sign the valid ballot papers, and in fact he also has to sign that these are the votes that are invalid just because they have wrongly casted. So he has to sign the both, and he has to separate these votes. And in that video, it was quite clear that how presiding officers are putting the valid votes aside and invalid votes on the other side. And even that was not, no one can see that. That is a fact, Abhishek, that no councillor, neither media was allowed to see that votes. But when the High Court can summon the presiding officer or the MC officials to show the entire invalid votes, so they have to show. So everything, what we have learned, Abhishek, that everything is quite transparent. Everything has been recorded in the video cameras, and the entire record of the votes and the ballot papers is also putting up in the strong room. Now all the votes, including valid as well as invalid, they all kept in the ballot box, and in fact they have been sent to the strong room. And strong room is remain under under the security for 24 hours.
Amandeep.
And now when the petition has been moved by the AAP councillors in the High Court and in fact demanding to for the re-election under the observation
for the
of
benefit
High
of
Court
viewers,
and asking the High
can
Court
we
to
say
appoint
that when
a
the matter
presiding
goes to the
officer
High
from
Court,
the High Court
the
itself.
ballot paper,
So
the ballot box, it would be available to the High Court to review and to see whether the process was followed or not?
Obviously, Abhishek, and in fact, the High Court has clear-cut given the directions earlier also when the petition earlier filed, and this all election has been conducted with the intervention of High Court. And the video recording and in fact everything should be transparent, and that is the reason the officials made it on everything on the camera, and the ballot papers are quite visible. And whenever Punjab and Haryana High Court is going to summon the record from the MC officials regarding this election, so they are duty bound to produce that record, and High Court can check the valid as well as invalid votes and how that votes has been declared invalid by the presiding officer. So that is all transparent. Nothing is hidden.
Right.
And in fact, it has been recorded in the video footages also. Where once the election has been over, so now the petition has been filed. They have done the mentioning today itself, Abhishek, and High Court has asked them to appear tomorrow. This has been listed by tomorrow around 2 o'clock post lunch. This case will be taken up, and the first action will be taken from the side of the High Court. They will definitely summon. They will definitely ask the MC officials to produce the record how they have conducted their elections. So obviously MC has to reveal each and everything in a very transparent manner, that how this entire election has been conducted against the allegations of the parties. Yes, Abhishek.
Okay, thank you so much, Amandeep. Obviously, the High Court monitored mayoral poll has all the evidence which can be produced before the respective bench when the matter reaches the court, as the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress India Alliance in Chandigarh has decided to do. But obviously, till then, you are seeing politics. But what is important is that the India Alliance, in that crucial prestige battle, failed to keep its flock together, leading to BJP, which initially did not have the numbers, sail through and get its candidate elected as mayor. But the same story getting repeated in Uttar Pradesh at a bigger scale. In UP, it's effectively end of Indi. So while the Congress party says that they are still talking to the Samajwadi Party, Akhilesh Yadav has gone ahead and released its first list of candidates for the Lok Sabha elections. And apart from giving tickets to 2 of his brothers and his wife, interesting aspect is that of the 18 seats announced, 5 are those seats which the Congress party wanted. So obviously, Akhilesh, so far as Akhilesh is concerned, there is no dialogue happening with the Congress on those 5 seats and possibly more. And for us to understand what's really happening, which are these 5 seats which the Congress wanted and the Akhilesh-led SP does not want to give and has already announced candidates. Let's go to Ajay Dubey. He's joining us live, I believe, from Lucknow. And Ajay, if you can tell our viewers, what are these 5 seats? Are these important seats which the Congress wanted? And Akhilesh, by announcing candidates, has said, thank you so much, but no thanks. So obviously, the India Alliance has come under in Uttar Pradesh also. What are those 5 seats which the Congress wanted, Ajay?
Definitely, it's a one-way communication done by Akhilesh Yadav, done by Samajwadi Party. Earlier, they were saying that they are part of alliance. They were saying that it is happening under India banner. But what we can see that when they announced that there is a coalition between Samajwadi Party and Congress, Akhilesh one-sidedly announces that this much of seat we are going to give to Congress. But till now, there is no reaction out from Congress. Congress leaders, they are not saying anything. They are saying that we wanted 25 seats, but they are discussing regarding less number of seats. Now, while we have 16 parliament seats and candidates announced by Samajwadi Party, what we can see here that here in the list, Samajwadi Party gave Sambal seat to Shafiqur Rahman Park, but Congress wanted Sambal seat. Congress wanted Farrukhabad also, Khiri, Dhaurhara, Unnao, and Lucknow. Let's go to this Khiri seat. What happened in Khiri? There are 2 big faces from Congress. There is a leader called Saif Naqvi and a leader named Rabi Verma, who was earlier part of Samajwadi Party. He joined Congress few days back. Congress wanted to give this ticket to Ravi Verma, but Samajwadi Party, they are making it very clear that they will not allow Ravi Verma to fight this seat, because earlier Ravi Verma was part of Samajwadi Party, and few days back only he joined Congress. And then Dhaurhara, earlier Jitin Prasad, the minister of Uttar Pradesh government, he was MP few years back, and Congress was at number 2 in elections. So they want Dhaurhara assembly also. Now Samajwadi Party have given this seat to Anand Bhadoria. And let's come to now Anu Tandon. Samajwadi Party given this seat to Anu Tandon. Earlier Anu Tandon was part of Congress. So there are leaders. There is a confusion between Samajwadi Party and Congress is regarding leaders. Leaders who were part of Congress earlier, but now they are part of Samajwadi Party. So there are few seats, and in this list we can see there are around 5 seats which are under the confusion. Congress wanted to fight their own leaders over there, but Samajwadi Party one-sidedly announced their candidate from those seats.
Okay, that's interesting. So effectively, it's a dominoes which began with Mamata in Bengal, reached Bihar with Nitish, and then via Punjab, where Bhagwant Singh Maan famously said, Ek thi Congress. It has reached Uttar Pradesh, where Akhilesh Yadav says, thanks but no thanks, and no truck with the Congress, wherever Akhilesh Yadav wants his candidates, including important seats like Farrukhabad, which has been represented by Salman Khurshid, the likes of Salman Khurshid, and Unnao, and Khiri, of course, and Lucknow. So obviously, Akhilesh Yadav is clear that he is going to call the shots if at all the Congress still has self-respect or no self-respect and wants to come back and have a dialogue on that note. Thank you so much, Ajay, for giving us that lowdown on the decision of Akhilesh to announce those candidates without consulting the Congress party, India effectively coming undone yet again. Not the first time, state by state. It's really unraveling. We have seen in Gujarat, the Aam Aadmi Party has already announced a candidate without consulting Congress, and now Akhilesh Yadav does that in Uttar Pradesh. All right, moving on. Another one, important one, in fact, concerning India's security situation. We have gotten some fresh visuals from Ladakh of Indian shepherds in their geography pushing back Chinese soldiers at the border. Now, this is an incident which was reported last week in Ladakhi media. These shepherds have exhibited extraordinary resilience in fending off the Chinese soldiers attempting an illegal incursion into Indian territory in eastern Ladakh along the line of actual control. The trespassing Chinese troops, accompanied by military vehicles, including a Dongfeng Mengshi light armored vehicle equipped with a remote control weapon system, were spotted. Now, this location remains unconfirmed, but obviously it's eastern Ladakh. And we can see the shepherds pushing back the Chinese soldiers. So this is Ladakh, this is Indian territory, and the Chinese continuing this kind of incursion. Remember, just last week we had the Chief of Army Staff saying the situation remains sensitive, though of course in control. And now we are getting these visuals from last week where Chinese soldiers are trying to intimidate our shepherds, who bravely push them back and continue with their grazing activity. Let's go to Pathikrit Pine, strategic affairs expert, joining us over the phone on this. Pathikrit, China refuses to mend its ways. What next? How do we tackle this? Our brave shepherds, of course, have pushed back the Chinese soldiers, but I think we need to read the Riot Act at the Ministry of External Affairs level also.
Abhishek, first of all, we must bow our head to the valiant shepherds of Ladakh. During the Kargil incident also, we had seen in the past the manner in which they acted as eyes and ears of the armed forces and informed the armed forces about the inclusion. So this time also, they have proved, how important and critical they are. So far as the Chinese are concerned, I think India is the first country which has prevented the Chinese habit, culture, and nature of salami slicing. So in Galwan and whatever happened thereafter, Chinese have, to a great extent failed to actually materialize whatever they wanted to do in terms of having a complete stranglehold in that region. Man for man, machine for machine, India deployed over the last 4 years. And so now you may not have a very high scale of intrusion or attempts, but, with certain small vehicles, light vehicles here and there, they would try to infiltrate and would try to set up the tents. That is a typical PLA culture, and this is not something which is happening for the first time in India. They have tried it elsewhere also. But I think the armed forces have a very high level of coordination, first and foremost with, the locals over there who actually inform in place. And the locals actually know what eventually any kind of Chinese presence does. Because the Chinese, for whatever they do, the manner in which they subjugate people, they know what happened to people of Xinjiang and Tibet. So we must salute those valiant shepherds who actually push them back. But yes, it is a consistent and a persistent issue. It remains a matter of concern. And China, everything said and done, will never amend its ways unless, very strong lessons are taught to them. Unfortunately, when it comes to the Chinese, they don't learn lessons. So they know they cannot continue, they cannot afford beyond the point.
They will not, but of course the world is watching.
Continue to do these things.
Of course the world is watching, Pathikrit, and this is not going to go, it is not going unnoticed, and it's not going to go unprotested, it's not going to go unrecorded, it's not going to go without a challenge. Our shepherds can do it, our army of course is already doing it at multiple levels. On that note, we slip into a short break, and on the other side, after 10-hour-long searches at Soren's Delhi residence, ED recovers mega cash stash, seizes luxury cars. We come back to you with details on this story. Also, staying put with Soren, there is another scam blowing up on his face. And is it going to be a change of leadership because of these scams? His wife by his side in the MLAs meeting on the other side.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
An ID was found in the Sherpur area of the border town of Kathua today early morning, after which the bomb disposal squad rushed to the spot. Soon after getting the information, the team of BDS along with the district police officials reached the spot, and upon investigation it came out to be that it was a ready-to-use ID that was made using some of the local elements. The Jammu and Kashmir police has now registered a case and the investigation is underway. The senior officials, including the additional SP Kathua, reached the spot. Important to mention that the area of the Sherpur has been a traditional infiltration route where Pakistan always eyes to push terrorists and weapons into the Indian territory. And today, with the recovery of this ID, which is a custom-made ID that was not active but was in a ready-to-use condition, has once again sent an alert to the security agencies operating in Jammu and Kashmir. With Sir Jeevan Kumar, Gursimran Singh for Republic Media Network.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla. This is Republic Niva Bupa Studios, your one-stop destination for all the breaking news updates, and I am Shivangi Shukla.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one-stop for all the breaking news updates, and I am Nikita Sahai.
Hello and welcome to this special edition on the Interim Budget 2024. I'm Suesha Sound. In this edition, we get you important voices of economists, and that from India Inc. to decode what Budget 2024 is going to be like and what you can make of it. That and much more in this edition. First, a quick check of the headlines. Ahead of 2024 Lok Sabha polls, Finance Minister is all set to present interim budget on the 1st of February at 11 a.m. Stage for the temporary financial plan until the new government takes over is set. All eyes on Budget 2024. Will the Modi government present a populist interim budget? We discuss it with key voices from India Inc. After a perplexing vanishing act, Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren reappears in Ranchi. India fails its first big election test. Congress and Aam Aadmi Party cry foul, move High Court in response. And ladies and gentlemen, ahead of the 2024 mega elections, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is all set to unveil Interim Budget 2024 on the 1st of February at 11 a.m., setting the stage for the temporary financial plan until the new government takes over. The comprehensive budget for the fiscal year 2024-25 will be presented in July, regardless of whether the incoming government is new or a re-elected one. This also marks the conclusive budget for the second term of the Narendra Modi government. Officials involved in budget's formulation are currently in a lock-in period adhering to strict confidentiality measures. We get you this comprehensive report on what was presented in Budget 2019 and what you can possibly expect in Budget 2024. Watch this.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is all set to present her sixth budget. While this will be an interim budget, a full-fledged one will be presented after the Lok Sabha elections. The last interim budget was presented in 2019 by the then Finance Minister Piyush Goyal.
Madam Speaker, I rise to present the interim budget for the year 2019-2020.
The 2019 interim budget proposed substantial income tax relief for the middle class by increasing the exemption limit from 2.5 lakh rupees to 5 lakh rupees. The last interim budget also introduced the Pradhan Mantri Kisan scheme with an aim to provide direct income support to farmers, which was later also launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The standard deduction for salaried employees was increased from 40,000 rupees to 50,000 rupees, providing additional tax relief to the middle class. Gratuity limit was also doubled from 10 lakh rupees to 20 lakh rupees. The Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Man Dhan scheme was introduced, offering a pension of 3,000 rupees per month for workers after the age of 60 in the unorganized sector. In a bid to provide sustained and focused attention towards development of fisheries, the government also decided to create a separate department. With merely hours to go for the budget presentation and keeping the last interim budget in mind, here's what to expect. In the post-pandemic era, the government has been steadily reducing the fiscal deficit to control debt. The target of 5.9% for the current fiscal year is likely to be met and further lowered to 5.3%. Significant progress in reducing the budget deficit is attributed to increased tax collection. With economic growth above 7%, positioning India as the fastest growing major economy, big focus will be on infrastructure spending. Experts say the government is likely to focus on increased financial support for farmers in the budget. In a bid to consolidate women voters, additional support measures for women is also expected to be a factor. The budget is likely to set the tone for the mega Lok Sabha elections, and all eyes are now on the big interim budget. Bureau Report for Republic Business.
And breaking news coming in, Finance Ministry has said that India could become the world's third largest economy by 2027 with GDP of $5 trillion. The projections come ahead of an interim budget due to be released later this week on the 1st of February. In the report released, Finance Ministry said that the economy is poised to grow at or above 7% in the fiscal year 2024. Cutting across to Sharmila from Republic Business, who joins us in the studio to break down all those details of that report for us. Over to you, Sharmila.
Yeah, so the
mood is pretty much upbeat before the interim budget. And the finance minister has completely laid down what to expect in terms of the growth factor. As you can see, Suesha, we're expecting a steady growth in the coming fiscal year, though we know it's an interim budget and we do not expect any major announcements, but we still have in hand the mood set for the upcoming year. And of course, we must note that this is the biggest financial event before the biggest political event, which is the general elections this year. So clearly we have a roadmap ahead of us. And now whatever comes from this election, this interim budget is going to reflect upon the coming elections. So we expect a happy mood in 2 days from now.
In fact, Sharmila, more breaking news coming in from the Finance Ministry's report, and let's quickly put that out for our viewers as it lauds India's digital transformation, highlighting the success of digital public infrastructure and its significant role in delivering services with a citizen-centric focus. The report notes that as the pandemic had disrupted economic activities, the government has responded swiftly, leveraging the strength of digital public infrastructure. Considering how India is considered among the front runners in this zone, how do you look at the progress, Sharmila?
See, the digital success of India is now a textbook case for the world. There are multiple economies looking at the financial consolidation, and which has been implemented through our digitization. So primarily reaching out to the grassroots, enabling people to be able to get on board on payment gateways. This is India's success story of the decade. And clearly this is going to sort of lay out the way forward for the Indian economy and make it so much easier for the government to consolidate on multiple fronts when it comes to our financial future.
In fact, Sharmila, let's once again remind our viewers of the non-stop coverage on the 1st of February, 11 a.m. is when the budget will be presented by the Finance Minister. And we keep you ahead on all that is happening. Also joining us are our special panelists this evening to decode Budget 2024 for us. Let me quickly introduce Sumant Chaudhary, Chief Economist, Head of Research, Acute Ratings. N.R. Bhanumurthy, who is the Vice Chancellor of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar School of Economics University, and Amarpal Chadha, who is a tax expert, joining us from ENY. All the guests with us this evening. Very good evening to you. I could firstly want to come to Sumant Chaudhary. What do you say? Will it be a populist or a pragmatic budget?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I couldn't hear it properly. Hello.
I'm not too sure if Sumant Chaudhary can hear me.
Toss it to the next person.
Can you repeat that?
The next guest.
Mr. Chaudhary, if you can hear me, my first question to you, something that is on everyone's mind this evening and from here on, will it be a populist or a pragmatic budget?
Can you hear me? Hello.
All right, we'll try and fix that line with Sumant Chaudhary. I'd also like to hear from Mr. N.R. Bhanumurthy. Sir, if you can.